Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. Where are we now?
We are Papa's quotations, 3 quotations, Swami.
On what? On what?
Swami, feeling of attitude, our kith and kin, and also to the everybody, Swami. Equanimity. Me to me, me to be.
Okay, but yesterday we were talking about what? What is the main point? Yes, Leena.
Swamiji, the immortal root is the root of all existence.
The immortal root. That was what Papa was trying to highlight in our mind. So far, whatever we have been doing, we would not have been able to derive the fullest benefit because we were not clear about this fundamental question. Where from we have come? That will alone help us to identify the common factor in everybody. It is a tough question, toughest.
It's the toughest subject, Swamiji, source.
Even if we hear it when we asked, it is difficult for you to even remember. No? Yesterday, 1 full hour was spent on this aspect. But after that, we have not done any homework. So naturally, it will go. But if we are to concentrate upon the source of our being, we have to do the manana only. No other shortcut. If there is any shortcut, we can take to. But here there is no shortcut. We don't know what kind of approach will make us aware of our roots. So every one of us have to make a trial and find out for ourselves what is the method for us. Go to the root, that's what Papa says. How to go to the root?
Swamiji, seeing the goodness in others means we are touching the source. That means it's a godliness.
That's also a wonderful step. Seeing the goodness. But here also we have to be a little vigilant. So far when we identify the goodness in somebody, we only see it from the individual to individual level. He is a good person. He has done a good thing. But we have not associated that goodness with godliness, That is why as soon as the person goes, we are back to square one. As soon as we stop discussing or remembering about him, we are back to square one. Is that clear? When we see an act of kindness or goodness, Naturally, what wells up in our mind is our appreciation, our gratitude, so many things. But it is again from the individual to individual level. We are not seeing the godliness. Goodness, okay, but goodness is godliness. So what I should do, immediately I should be able to remember, in order to make me aware of this, you brought this person before me, you made me to observe this, you made me to get in touch with this. If that comes, we are connecting with him. Otherwise, again, it comes back to the individual to individual level. We appreciate, but we don't see him we don't see the finger of God in him. This is very important. Yesterday we were sharing, right from 2000, we have been interacting with students, and the first tool that we employ is to share an anecdote. That anecdote touches, kindles, awakens the goodness in them. Instead of giving them any advice, dictum or dogma, we try to share one touching anecdote which has inspired us, and so naturally it will inspire anybody. But again, if we don't personally, individually connect it up to him, it stays at the individual level. When we see him, we are grateful to him, we appreciate him, okay. That's all. But immediately, if we can bring that goodness to godliness, then the reaction will be definitely different. Impact will be definitely different. This is very important. Yes, then anything else? Anything else?
Leena wants to tell something. Leena wants to tell something.
Yes.
Swamiji, if we go on reminding ourselves the line that we exist because he exists, then it at least sometimes can help us.
We exist because he exists. You have to keep on reminding. Very nice. We have to devise this method, you are right. As much time as possible, even during the day, if we can keep on reminding us, we exist because he exists. That means bereft of him, we cannot exist. Again, we are plunged in activities. Whenever time permits, we again remind ourselves. We exist because he exists. Let us not do it very frequently. It will slip into superficial lip level activity. So we will give a gap. Impact will be there. The moment we say he exists, we try to mentally get in touch with that source of all sources. Yeah, this could be a wonderful method. J.P. Vaswani ji said, you are not alone, I am with me, that mantra. Something like that. I am not alone, you are with me. So like that, we exist because he exists. Somehow we have to bring this. That is why Papa, today just we have brought out, how many times he has brought about this aspect. So many quotations on the same subject from different books. Because it was spread in so many, we did not concentrate upon it. But now when he made us to concentrate upon this particular quotation, and then, he slowly directed us so that we will get more and the more you read more and more, the more we become reflective. And the more we become reflective, we move towards him. So, like this, we can have so many methods suitable to one's own temperament, aptitude, inclination.
Swamiji, what if these auto-suggestions actually don't come with a feeling?
Auto-suggestion?
Don't come with feeling.
Like what
Yeah, that's very important. Here, if auto-suggestion is not coming with the necessary feelings, it becomes again at the superficial level. So the feeling comes only when we actually feel it. No, actually. I exist because he exists. If we are just repeating it, as you said, it will not have any impact. So it should be accompanied by that feelings. So initially we need not bother to make it as a daily habit. Whenever it strikes, we will do it with feelingly. Feelingly we will say. Because the moment we make it a practice, I will do that, then it slips into mechanical exercise, lip level exercise. But suppose, yes?
Swamiji, if we tell ourselves every time when we are saying this, if we remind ourselves that that person passed away, that person died, because the life force went from him. So if that life force was there, he's alive and he can do everything. But now he's dead. So he exists only because that life force existed.
Actually, as we keep on moving in spiritual journey, we have been told by masters that it is not that the life goes away. The life principle remains ever. Body gets dropped. So the existence is there, which is called the Sat aspect. Body is now floating. Body, mind, intellect is floating in this. It gets dropped. Another body, mind, intellect comes to it, and there is a science behind it, depending upon our karmic shift. But the life principle remains ever at the same time, never diminishing, never quitting. Just like when we construct a room, there was no room, only an open space. We construct a room, immediately it gets a name and form. And after some time, when we demolish that room, the space remains as such, undiminished, untouched, unaffected. But that which has come up has gone away. So we have been told that our existence is like that. Our sense of individual existence is like that. It floats. It floats. Just we can think about in a room or any site and the construction in it. So the space remains the same. The structure is built. It has got an individual, entity, existence, and it remains for some time. And then when it becomes old, we demolish it. Either we demolish it. Now there was one, suppose in cities now, the trend is, you had a small house, and now the house they will buy it, and they will build a 24 or 30 flats building. You will also be given something in that, but the space remains unaffected. One building is demolished, a new building is constructed. Though we are all using not the building, but we are using the space only, unaware of it. So if we start thinking on those lines, probably this might become clear. Because when we trace our origin,
Swamiji,
one minute, when we trace our origin, kindly think about it. When we trace our origin, according to the Shastras, we come from food. The food digested by our parents, the creativity digested, the creativity that is lying dormant in food items. That is the instrumental cause for our this thing. And this food has come from earth. This food has come from plants or trees or what you call fruit plants or vegetables, pulses. That has come from the earth. The earth has come from water. The water has come from fire. Fire has come from air. Air has come from space. And space has come from that power. So if we trace our this thing, it becomes very clear to us. And that is unchanging. That creativity, the creative power. That is why in Bhagavad Gita he says, Annad Bhavati Bhutani. It is from the Annam, the whole world has come.
It is cyclical, isn't it?
No?
Cyclic.
It is cyclical.
No, when we say life force...
If it is so, can we have our Purva Karma can be felt in this particular birth or...
Karma theory, then again, if you go through the Shastras and Mahatma's words,
Yes.
this sense of individuality is also a product of our karma. So those are all, should we break our head on all those things? We believe the words, okay. We carry on. So now this is clear that we have to go back to our source. If that is clear in all of us, then this question might arise that when life goes away, that is what the usual word we say, there will be some confusion in our mind. But actually the life force does not go anyway. It is just like a room getting demolished. The space does not be the space does not get disturbed at all. The space remains. So the life force, when he says Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu, when he says the life force is eternal. Only this one, like the waves, Shankaracharya in that Atmabodh, he mentioned this. Budbudani Varini. Just like the waves come from the sea, exist on the sea, goes back to the sea. Similarly, this body-mind intellect complex called the sense of individuality floats, drops. And there is a science behind it. How does it float? How does it get dismantled? There the karma theory also enters. So for us now, we will all start praying. I know that I exist because you exist. The building exists because the space exists. The building exists, this hall exists because so when we say, I exist because you exist, then if it can be supported by this line of approach, probably we might be able to derive some more benefit than our present one. So while chanting Ram Nam, let us try this. Let us not say this is the answer. There could be so many answers. This also we will try. Every time we keep on thinking about it. So the life is eternal. Nameless. That is why, Papa mentioned, you remember great void?
Yes, Swami.
Great void is the same one. Great void is the space. And that is the first expression of this power. In Taittiriya Upanishad, he brings it out beautifully. When this power wanted to become many, the first thing it came out was the space. Space, air, fire, water, earth. From earth to vegetable kingdom, and from there food, then from there the creation, human creation or any creation. They have said Purusha. So that much we are clear now, very clear. So that is why Papa, when he mentioned, we feel that the word Great Void stands for this all-inclusive, all-enveloping space in which everything exists, but it does not get affected by any of its content. We have a bucket. Inside the bucket, the space is empty, na? It is empty. You can fill anything. It can be a sweet dish. It can be a bitter dish. It can be a spicy dish. But the space is not affected now. It provides the space for anything. But it does, in that process, it does not get affected. So similarly, in this whole space, he brought out this through karmic wrangle, through the combination and what do you call that? Of sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. If we research back, we may be able to get more ideas there. But this is enough for us. You are there, because of which I am here. But kindly make me aware of you, of your presence. You are there, therefore I am there, but I am not aware of your presence. So I am offering Ramnam to your holy feet so that I become aware of your presence. And the moment you make me aware of your presence in me, I will be able to feel your presence in everybody. Good, this approach gives us, touches and kindles so many things, you know. In one of his small quotations, he says, when you know the root of your existence is in God, whatever you feel, whatever you think must be the waves of that existence, whose nature is pure love and bliss. So we say that the cosmic manifestation is nothing but the moving, blissful expression of God. So we say that this cosmic manifestation is nothing but the moving, blissful expression of God, the basis of which is the still, calm, peaceful spirit of God, that is also bliss. Each quotation we have to apply our mind. And then we do Ramnam for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so that it slowly percolates with that background. Now we do enough churning, enough manana on this small simple word. I exist because you exist. For 5 minutes or 10 minutes we try to concentrate on this theme. Try to bring in as much reality as possible, and we get convinced. And now, from the intellectual to the experiential line, we try to chant Ramnam with a feeling. You have given me the theoretical side, intellectual side. I am convinced. Now make it a reality in my life. The moment I go out, the same fellow comes, and I am not aware of your presence. So please, in spite of my closely associating with Papa's thoughts, I still feel he is a concept. It's not a reality. Like that, whatever one feels, not that what somebody has told, whatever one originally feels, that should come. Again we chant. Again we do whenever time permits. But in a day at least we will do some time for this. Even if it is for 5 minutes. And followed by Ram Nam. Not merely this chin. Followed by Ram Nam. Because slowly we are injecting the spirit into Ram Nam chanting, so that when we chant Ram Nam, knowingly or unknowingly we get connected with him after some time. Because we have before us beloved Papa's inspiring life. He was connecting with Ram Nam. Because these thoughts, it is very difficult to hold on. Ram Nam is very difficult to. And with that bhavana, we have to chant. Whenever we feel we have injected, then we chant. So that's why when Charu said that we should have feelings, absolutely right. Otherwise it will again become mechanical. It will not leave any impact. So it has to be injected into this. When we say Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When we do that, suppose we try to bring slow motion, slow chanting, then only we can bring. Simultaneously we can try also. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. It may be difficult. So we try, that's why Papa has mentioned this, slow chanting. So this slow chanting, when we try to infuse this, this spirit, this theme, that if I exist because you exist, and you stands for this Ram, and I am chanting the Ram Nam to remember this. So kindly enable me to do that, please. And in our own language we plead, even if it's for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, God will put us in so many. What is this? The video is paused due to? Okay. So we are trying now. We are trying our level best to go along with this, with the feeling. What is it? It comes and goes.
It's not on what's one. They push from one's network.
And when we try like this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, we will be mysteriously led to what should be our next. When we try to follow this pattern, say for example, I exist because you exist. I exist because you exist. I did not bring the life force. Life force gave me this platform. So you are there right from my beginning. So you have been there. I float just like the present me floats only after some time from my entry into this world, I was not in the root. That is, I was not conscious, Nisargada Maharaj, were you consulted before your mother conceived you? We have to say no, because we were not there, To consult, we were not there. So it has been there. At one time, it wanted to, and then later on we will be led to the truth. How this sense of individuality came. So at the moment we are satisfied with this, because we don't want to keep on racking our brains. There is an answer. All are verifiable truth only. And because our masters have done the entire verification, we believe in them. So we don't have to do it by ourselves. Which has come out in the form of Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, teachings, their revelations. So we don't have to bother about that. So we will start with this, Somehow you make me feel, in spite of doing so much of Ramnam, so much of other austerities, though I have been able to withdraw from myself to a certain extent, though I have been able to have developed this faith in yourself, still you remain to be a concept in my mind, not a reality in my life. Kindly enable me to remember you. So every now and then when we try to go through the words of Beloved Papa on our roots, on our source, on the first cause, it will give more and more clarity. We all should know, Papa has written this. Today we have just completed the compilation. We never thought so. Day for yesterday night, when we took up, it was only 1 page or 2 page. Today it has come out in the form of a small booklet. So that means he is guiding us. And these are all his. So don't leave it immediately after the satsang session is over. Don't leave this topic. Keep on trying to connect ourselves with the root. Pleading, appealing, crying, I am now 100% convinced, because I believe in the words of our master, who has brought it out not because he read, because he has realized. So we 100% believe. Now make me to travel along with that path. In this compilation, we have only relied on Papas. So it becomes clearer and clearer to us how in 2 years' time he could scale the heights. Not only he was exclusively in it, but he had all the supportive factors along with chanting. And chanting was the prop. Not merely chanting. In our case, it was merely chanting, that's all. How he has analyzed everything. Every quotation, is the path to the source of your and the world's being is not without. You have to go within yourself. You must go past your senses, mind and intellect. You must traverse beyond all your ideas and ideals. You must transcend all limits, conditions and tastes. Then alone you will have the fullest vision and realization of your immortal root. This immortal root is also the root of all that exists. the visible and the invisible worlds, and all beings and creatures in them. Now you realize that one common existence has evolved the variety of manifestations observed all around you. The life force, no? When the source is known and seen, we understand the true meaning of this life. Bereft of this knowledge, mankind is caught in the wilderness of discontent, hate, and misery. So we try to bring out some practical method. Enough of any more explanations, We are thoroughly convinced that we have to rivet ourselves to the root with the help of Ram Nam and with the help of the right frame of mind. So when Papa said, ceaseless repetition of the name, side by side with, now we can understand that, Contemplation on all these attributes. Hastened his spiritual journey. Why we have not been able to do it so far? Because we have not combined this. So we devise some method, suiting to our temperament. So when we have this dialogue with him, he will give us some words. Somebody will only chant Om, and stretch it. Along with that chanting, this is the first symbol. The first symbol came from him. All these things are there in Bhagavad Gita. Om ityekaksharam Brahma, he says. So suddenly we find there are so many tools for us. Not merely one. So in our case, it is Ram Nam. So Ram Nam should link us, to connect us. Please. So that is why probably he is now making us to concentrate on the root, the source, the first cause, because of which we are existing now, in which we are existing now, into which we will go now. No? That is why in the universal prayer, Papa brings it out, O Lord of the universe, you are the creator, protector and destroyer of the world. Every program which Mataji has designed for us in the ashram helps us to connect ourselves. What is needed is the feeling. That is the right word, feeling. Not knowledge, feeling. Whether it is Vishnu Sahasranam, whether it is solo Ram Nam, whether it is Guru Sthiti, whether it is chorus Ram Nam, whether it is flower offering, whether it is bhajan, whether it is again Ram Nam, whether it is prayer, whether it is arati, whether it is the whatever we chant after the arati, till the last one. Anandagandha Sachidananda Purna Brahma Purushottam Papa. So that till that everything is packed. So what is so far we are missing is that feeling. We don't say the literal meaning. If we are not aware, understanding the literal meaning doesn't matter. If we understand it is good. But the feeling it should be there, That all these things are towards him. That much is enough. Then the last word in our Jajya Stalihe will become more and more clearer to us. And immediately after that, if I find fault with somebody, immediately, you are praying, Jajya Stalihe Manajaya Maja, what are you doing? I would have done something. I would have reacted. But at least somebody is there, to vigilant, pull you back. That's why Mataji placed before us a variety of programs. So that everything will ultimately zero to this. We may be doing Ramnam, we may be doing Vishnu Sahasranam, we may be doing this, we may be doing that, but everything should zero to this. Zero to what? Zero to connecting ourselves, developing a feeling to connect ourselves with Him. So two things have emerged today. That one thing will be like, we keep on hammering, I exist because you exist. This was the same word Mahatmaji said. The proof. What is the testimony? What is the proof? Because I exist. I exist because he exists. He gave us a wonderful food for thought. And he made Leena to repeat it now. So we can develop like that. Not necessarily this one. We can develop. But we try to infuse this feeling in our Ramnam. That is why you remember, Puja Swamiji used to say, even if he does Ramnam for a few minutes, the impact of it will remain for a longer time. Not that how many malas we did, how many hours we did, but anything that we do with this concentrated effort, it leaves such a dent in our mind, the result of which remains for a longer time. So he is driving us towards that. God is the very source of our life. We have come from Him. We are going back to Him. We have not come into existence without having a cause behind our life. These are all words of Papa. And that supreme cause is God, the source of our being and the root of our existence. He is the immortal spirit, pervading everywhere and dwelling always in the heart of every one of us. He is eternal, infinite. His nature is pure love, joy, peace. By His power and will, the whole world is moving. The universe itself is God. There is nothing but God. Everything in and out is God. We do not know it, therefore we are unhappy. We see differences and have likes and dislikes, so our mind is alternately happy and miserable. If you see God everywhere, feel His presence, know everything is He, you will be the happiest being on the earth. So those who are real aspirants after immortality, and those who are real aspirants for the status of nirvana, those who are anxious to reach the supreme goal of oneness with the universal existence, and those who wish to know what is the root of that existence should, in the first place, control the mind, free it from the lower desires, and attain that tranquility which is born of their union and oneness with the universal spirit, full of peace, power, light and joy. If you want to attain this, tune your mind through meditation and constant remembrance with the divine. This practice will free the mind from lust, greed and wrath. Life, two line, no? Life can be understood only by going to the very root of it. And the root is ever sweet and eternal. Go to the root of your existence. Realize yourself. Then your whole life and outlook will be transformed. If we do not achieve this goal, we live a life no better than of animals. So, today we are leaving for Chennai. So after we come back, we will take it up. In the meantime, we do not know whether this facility will be there in Chennai. If it is there, probably tomorrow and day after it may not be possible. After that, we will continue this. We will try our level best to pray to Him, to plead, to appeal, and try. Every day we have to do some damon. Every day. Otherwise it becomes bookish knowledge. So we try with what? 5 minutes, 10 minutes Ram Nam, and we try to infuse the spirit into the Ram Nam and then see for ourselves. So today and tomorrow and day after, we may be, day after tomorrow we don't know. We hope to be tomorrow afternoon, we are not sure. Because we have to go somewhere else. So if that is not possible, tomorrow it may not be possible. And day after tomorrow we will try. Otherwise then we will keep on hammering on this and try to get some clue out of it. Churning, you know. We keep on churning. And with Ram Nam. So in all our sessions we will do that. We will read one portion, do some Ram Nam, read some portion, do some Ram Nam. We try in our mind whether it is possible for us to integrate this idea into Ram Nam, so that the Ram Nam does not become mechanical, superficial, lip level. At least during this 1 hour we can try. And then when He gives us a taste, develop a taste for that, probably we might be able to do it for a longer time in the day. So like that, these both should go hand in hand, so that even if we may be hearing, but we forget next day. It doesn't stay with us. So we will now try to integrate the theme with Ram Nam. Ram Nam is our main prop, unquestioned. All of us are 100% with that. So it is, if we can connect this theme to Ram Nam, then the Ram Nam becomes more and more effective, and we get a more, what Papa says about the sweetness of Ram Nam, no? When once we taste that sweetness, that is enough. Every time when we remember, that sweetness will well up. In that way we can somehow hasten our journey towards Him. Anything more? Anybody would?
From the outstation you are
going
outstation? Jayanti Master.
Chennai.
Okay.
Back and forth.
We will miss you.
No, we are in touch with you, no.
Google Meet, Satsang will be there, Swamiji's.
We will try. We don't know whether this facility is available, in the sense, I mean, Wi-Fi, internet. Because once we tried, there was some problem. We will again try. Probably.
Okay, Swamiji.
Okay. We will try.
We have some other also. To meet the Bhakta. There are also so many Bhaktas.
Bhaktas will wait.
Bhaktas can definitely go forward with this background. Okay, anything else?
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam to everybody. Oh, heavy kalama, huh?